games. All right. The winning prediction was 304. Let's settle the prediction. Get ready for a real prediction. And let's enjoy some video gaming on this marvelous Saturday. Choose prediction outcome. Number 2. You guys won. herO versus herO. Best of 7. Give you guys 15. We can do 15. 15 minutes is fine. Is there no soundproofing? I don't know, mate. I'm not there. I don't know how the venue is. I don't know. The rules are... Oh my god, we're cannon rushing? We're cannon rushing in game 1? What? What a way to start a live event. We're cannon rushing in game 1. That's insane. Cancels the safety cannon because it's far away. Interesting. Following the one drone that herO has on the other side. Wow. Okay. Yes, Vicky is doing a puzzle in the back. It's a big puzzle. She won't finish it today. Trying to find the right balance of sound. Honestly, not a bad start, I think, for herO, guys. There's only one drone on the safe side. herO is going to go for a road run immediately. There are no 0 drones. Crowd's going wild. This looks really good for herO. This honestly looks pretty damn good.
Hive cluster under direct assault.
Cybercore at home. I wonder if there's going to be an all-out one base. If we're also going to proxy like a Robo or a Stargate. Honestly, proxy Stargate wouldn't be too bad here. Against the one hatch without a hatch somewhere else. Can also just make it a normal game. Well, eventually. Curious where herO is going to take this. Cannon rushing in game 1 of the best of 7. There is a Stargate. I think the Stargate is just at home. So I guess we can just play Stargate Expand. Oh, no, the clean feed is lagging. Okay, we're fine. Fine for now. Hey, snipe the creep tumor. That's something. That's definitely not Cuckoo. Cuckoo is our dedicated observer for the day. He is an excellent French Protoss player. It's his first time observing an offline event. I did a little VOD review with him earlier this week. I know he got a lot of help from his friends in Pi as well. I know he's very excited for the day. That's a bit sad, by the way, that herO put these two cannons right next to each other, so a single corrosive ball will damage both of the cannons. But
forces under attack.
Base is under attack.
It is very late, but it's still good. It's a late Nexus, but it's still completely fine because he's gonna have a Stargate against a hatchery tech Zerg that's on one base. So honestly, this looks really, really good for herO. I don't see how we're ever going to be in any trouble against these roaches or ravages with the safety void first. Definitely a fun way to start things off. herO's going to go for a quick lair. Only we were playing on the PTR, guys. You could have gone for a Spire. That's going to be done immediately. We can play quick Mudas against Stargate. Would be totally fine. herO has a good counter all in. No, I don't think that herO wants to be aggressive here. That would be way too risky. He doesn't have Zergling speed. It will take a long time to get Zergling speed. Just Roaches and Ravages will never get it done. Small chance he wants to do something with a Nidus, but I don't really think so. I think we're going to play a normal game from here on out. I mean, we do have 3 queens, so small Nidus potential, but I personally don't recommend it. And I don't think we're going to see it either. This first game I don't think is over yet. I think it looks good for herO, but it's not over yet. Okay, it is going to be a Nidus. We are going to have a Nidus immediately. Does herO have any vision on the other side of the map, guys? Did herO just cancel the Nidus? herO had a Nidus and canceled it immediately the moment it got scouted? Yeah. I guess it got scouted. Going for it again, though. Hey, isn't that still revealed by the revelation? Not quite. If the Oracle goes just a little bit towards the left, we can see it. herO has one unit at the third base of herO that could potentially... herO has seen it now, but has he seen it? Based on the response on the production tab, I actually don't think he saw that that was a Nidus. Because he is not building any cannons, he's not building a battery, he's not using his target right now. He's gonna see it, but it's a little bit late. Oh no. herO. Uh-oh. This could be tough because there's a lot of energy on these queens. There's a lot of energy. herO's aware of it now. He's going to build a shield battery, but it's a little bit late. I actually think he's in trouble. I actually think that he's in a bit of trouble. Okay, we're going to dive on one queen immediately. That's way off creep. That's kind of cute. It's super important to keep your Stargate units alive here, herO. Void Ray is working on the Ravager. We got a queen and the Ravager. It's a decent start. Need backup pilot, need batteries. Maybe it's okay. Getting one queen this early is massive. And then keeping all the oracles alive, keeping the Void Ray alive, it's all very important. herO is working with a 13 worker lead, guys. Blink halfway done. This doesn't look too hot for herO. I thought it was going to be very scary for herO, but honestly, herO's kind of chilling at this point. Battery's doing that thing, Stalker count is going up, Void Ray, Prismatic Alignment. I think herO just doesn't have the DPS. Kind of feels like I'm there, by the way, with the crowd. Okay, Void Ray going down, Oracle going down, could get a little bit scary, but once Blink is done, I feel like herO will just be chilling. Blink Stalkers with +1 against a couple of Roaches, Ravagers, no Roach speed, no Zerglings with speed. Few Queens without any energy. Like, what are you gonna do? What do you do here? Even if you're herO, I don't think there's a whole lot that you can really get away with. And herO knows it. GG gets called. herO takes the 1-0 lead. I love how there are nerds right behind him. They are wearing the soundproof headset, by the way, so for the people who are wondering about the soundproofing. On top of that, I don't think that either herO or herO would really gain a whole lot from the French commentary that's going out in the venue. I think those headsets are very good and it will probably work against the commentary. Of course, if 100 fans start cheering at once, yeah, that noise will make it through the headset. Alright, fun start. Cannons with a solid follow-up. The only thing we could have maybe done better is immediately see that that Nidus was rebuilt or click on that building and realize it was a Nidus, but in the end he gets away with it. And it wasn't even all that close. French casters asked the crowd to wait for it to pop before yelling. Yeah, that's smart. I mean, even if you would put them in a glass cage, if they're that close to hundreds of people and they all start making noise, it's gonna give some things away. It's the same thing in Counter-Strike, guys. If you're in a big arena and everyone's going wild, like, no matter how much money or whatever you spend on anything, if hundreds of plus people explode at the same time, you'll realize that. Oh. That was a pretty awful attack. I think it was a bit of a weird, unique game. Don't think you need to look too much into it. Nice way to start a best of 7, though. Spicy. Wasn't there a tournament Naniwa left after he said the crowd noise gave away a rush? Doggy says yes at MLG. No, it was at IEM Katowice. It was at an Intel Extreme Masters event. What happened at MLG once was when Hawk built a mothership a long time ago, and then the crowd went wild, and then Hawk wrote to select, I believe, don't worry, that's just Halo. Naniwa left the game after his proxy got scouted because he felt that Paul only scouted that because of the noise that the crowd was making rather than anything else. Easy beer. As I said, these Frenchies, they like to have a good time. I don't know if I can match them today. I don't know if I can be on their level. But I'm happy to see them having a good time. They obviously put a lot of time and effort into organizing this event. I really hope it's a dream day for all of them. Feel like you know every game you ever saw. Obviously not every game or every detail, but I do tend to remember a lot, especially from offline events. Offline events, if I was there, I will remember a lot of details. I recently did poker commentary over in Korea, and I was often referring back to some of the hands that players played earlier in that event. And my co-commentator was very impressed. He's like, did anyone ever tell you that you have a very good memory? How do you even remember these things? And I was like, well, fun fact. They have told me, indeed, in Starcraft 2. Fun fact, since herO joined T1, he has a 100% win rate versus herO. Let's see if that fun fact still holds up 10 minutes from now. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Round 2. Bottom right side of Incorporeal. It is our man, BASILISK Serral. Top left side, T1's herO. SKT1 signed an SC2 player. Yeah, the news just went out a couple days ago. Literally, I think 2 or 3 days ago is when the announcement was. I did not know that this was brewing. That completely caught me off guard. But yeah, very sick announcement. Great for StarCraft. Fantastic for herO. Well deserved. Obviously, absolute legend. This is really cool to see T1 with a StarCraft 2 player in 2025. That definitely gives us some hope. T1 probably knows something. High brightness in game on purpose. Yeah, absolutely. This is clearly what they want. I'm sure they've gone over all their settings, their sound settings, the music volume. All of that is out of my control, guys. The only thing that I can control is the overall volume on my side. What is T1? SKT1 is a very famous esports org from South Korea. They've had the best league team in the world for a long time, with the undisputed league GOAT after Reynor. I believe Reynor is the true GOAT in league, but closely in second place there is a guy called Faker. I believe he's kind of good as well. Not as good as our boy, of course, but he's kind of good in league. And Faker is on T1. Very nice of Reynor, by the way, to still mostly focus on StarCraft and not take all the shine away from Faker. Let Faker be the star that his family dreamed he would be one day. Our boy truly is a generous god. I don't know much about League, but even I know Faker. Hello? So herO was thinking of building a Stargate, decided to not build a Stargate, went for a Forge instead. So now it is a Forge and a second gate. What is herO cooking? Wait, what? I'm very confused. It's a 3-gate plus 1 opening? I wonder how well known serO is in other games. I would say serO is decently well known in other games. Especially the news of serO winning BlizzCon is something that really transcended the StarCraft 2 scene and was kind of like global esports news. So, 1 gate, Forge, 2 more gates, quick plus 1 and a Stargate. Some Zealot charge opening maybe with some Phoenix or... I like how we can hear the French commentary go out on the speakers. So we do have the audience noise, but because of that we can also hear a little bit of the French commentary in the back.
Swarm forces under attack.
This is most certainly an opening by herO. We're now 4.5 minutes in and we have still not used our Stargate. Alright, we're going for an Oracle. So 4 Adepts plus 1 is halfway done. As he's queuing up his first Oracle. A very odd way to go about things. Even hallucinated a prism. I'm sure that Sarah is going to be a bit confused about this too. This is definitely not standard. Thank you, Orca King, for the 4 months. Hey, I should... sorry, guys. I will disable my alerts from here on out. Obviously, I don't want to have the alerts pop up while we are in-game. Out of game is fine. In-game is not fine. But thank you. I will give you guys shout-outs, of course. I appreciate it. But we don't need to have it on screen. Serral has built a couple of safety roaches. Is now dropping a baneling nest as well. Serral is obviously confused. And Serral has been all-in quite a few times by like herO and Classic in the past, where they kind of make it seem like everything is somewhat normal, and then they surprise him with 20 plus zealots, especially on a map like Incorporeal. It happened not too long ago. I don't know if I'm really feeling this attack for Serral though. The Serral obviously has nothing that shoots up. These oracles will have some energy. A third energy recharge is gonna get popped immediately. Like, Serral needs to do crazy damage to justify this. Just killing this Nexus would not be enough. Like, he legitimately needs more than just this Nexus. Maybe the Nexus and all the probes and the pylon and a couple of the basic gateway units. That's something we can obviously live with. Can we get an Oracle? Can we get an Oracle? Oh my goodness, Serral kills an Oracle with Ravages. That is a mistake on the side of herO. That's obviously... No, herO, stop! Okay, those do live, but even just losing one Oracle is... That's just a big mistake. There's no other way to put it. Oh my god. I'm out of here. It's not even 4 PM yet and my eyes can't handle this. We now lost 2 Oracles against a couple of... Ravages. Oh my god. How do we keep defending Protoss if this keeps happening? I cannot. I cannot. 3 Oracles. Oh, I cannot. I cannot. It was already rough to see him lose the first one. As all the Ravages are still here, we're gonna get the kill on the pylon and the shield battery. This is awfully painful. I really believe that if herO would have... Oh my god. You're joking. No, Guys, get me out of it. Okay, wake me up. This is not actually happening. I refuse to believe that this is happening. What kind of a nightmare am I stuck in? Where I see the one Protoss that has made it to an offline event lose 4 Oracles against a couple Ravages. 4 Oracle. We just lost. Oh my god. Honestly, at this point, I would say it's impressive. Like, the first one was a mistake. The second one was a bit of a disaster. But losing 4 Oracles to Ravages, that's honestly impressive. Like, I feel like if I would try to lose 4 Oracles to a Ravager, I would legitimately struggle. We lost number 5, 2 Queens. Pound CL Tempest. 5 Oracles have now died, guys, in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Man, I know that my Oracle control is incredibly rough. People often ask, Roddy, why do you always build Phoenix? Well, it's because I'm bad with Oracles, guys. I don't really know how to use them. That acceleration has always been like a little bit funny to me. But I don't know if I could lose 5 Oracles in 8 minutes and 25 seconds. I also love how herO is still in the game. We're 9 minutes in. We're on 47 workers. We do have 1-1. We lost 5 Oracles. Mostly to Ravages. Queens did a tiny bit of damage. herO's like, I got a couple Zealots with charge. 1-1. 2 Sentries. Double Robo transition. And if herO finds a way to win this game, I will actually make sure to never, ever, ever open Reddit again. Not even if one day I'm very curious about global news, geopolitics, whatever I want to find on Reddit, I will never, ever, ever open Reddit again if herO wins this game. Couple force fields go down, but not exactly sure what we are trying to accomplish with them. We do have a few Archons coming online right now, and we've got 2 Immortals coming in from the top right. Archons with 1-1, 2 Immortals with 1-1. The Banelings were a very nice touch here for Serral. The goat. This herO takes a little look at his phone. Got a message from some of his friends. It's like, hey, when the Ravager shoots the corrosive ball, you can see where it lands. Move the air unit. He's like, got it. Absolutely got it. Noted. herO deleting Reddit. I don't think herO spends a lot of time on Reddit. He's way too cool for that. I mean, the beautiful thing by herO, though, is that he's a man with a lot of experience. And these silly moments, they happen to him quite often. And he can actually shake it off like it's no big deal. If I was playing that game right there, I'd be shaking. I'd be so angry at myself. I'd be fuming. I would like literally be out of it. 1-4, wrap it up against somebody of similar skill level. Because I would not forgive myself. But I think herO is very good in letting that kind of shit go. Where it's just like, didn't work out. All good. Move on. Now he might just play like an absolute god in game 3. Like he is capable of that. And he's gonna need to do that, obviously. If he wants to win this best of 7 and offline event in Paris. Top left side of Persephone. It is the man from BASILISK Serral. herO can take care of all of his anger with a cheeky smile. Nods his head once and he moves on. A clean slate to start game 3, and that's obviously what you need. Bottom left side, representing SKT1. How cool is that? It's herO. Very, very cool jacket. I love that jacket. If I was not on Basilisk, I would get that jacket. Because that is a good looking jacket. I would wear it everywhere I go. Fancy restaurant, that jacket. Nightclub, that jacket. Summer barbecue, that jacket. Swimming in the ocean, I'll take the jacket off. But as soon as I'm dry, put on the jacket. Basilisk jacket soon. I would love that. Funeral, definitely that jacket. Get married, the jacket. Would 100% buy a Basilisk jacket? So would I. But I think I might get one. Soon TM, guys. Soon TM will continue. I know a lot of things are in the works behind the scenes. I hope that I have some exciting news to share with you guys before the end of the year. If not, 2026. Maybe a jacket. I was with you until the wedding jacket. Any man or woman that's standing from you across the altar and you're wearing the jacket should fall more in love than they have ever done before, because that's a good looking jacket. I get one if you get one, Roddy. I'm not getting a T1 jacket. I think it's amazing. And as long as I am a happy and proud member of Basilisk, there's no T1 jacket for me. But it is very, very, very cool. I will admire it from afar. Gonna cancel the Adept Shade so we can just kind of walk into the main base. Only one Zergling. We might get a drone here. Serral's gonna try to save a drone. Can we save that one too? Yes, we can. Good saves by Serral. Good save. Sometimes you can get a little bit unlucky where like some of your own units block the drone from morphing into a spore, but well done by Serral. Not bringing Serral his trophy. I will, of course, if that is what it turned out, make sure that the trophy is gonna make it safely to Serral. I don't know how I'm gonna carry a 57 kilogram trophy around, but it's gonna happen. I'm sold whether I order this jacket. I'm sure that they have a store. I've never visited the SKT1 website, but I'm sure that they have a store. Game 1 was a cannon rush. Serral cleaned it up, but it took a lot of effort. And then he tried to counter with a knight as herO defended. And game 2, to put it in the words of Anouk, amazing Dutch singer who sings in English, by the way. Some things are better left unsaid. We don't talk about game 2. But game 1 was cannons into a defensive void ray, into an expand with blink stalkers. The jacket is 130 euros. That's a bargain. Honestly, guys, what can you do with 130 euros these days? Absolutely nothing. You're gonna tell me you can get that amazing jacket for 130 bucks? I believe if you go to the local supermarket, you buy 2 bananas, an apple, and a monster, you're spending 130 bucks. I would rather have that jacket. You didn't know Anouk is Dutch? Anouk's very Dutch. Great singer. Thank you, Yellow Lemon. Appreciate it, mate. 4 months, welcome. You can buy small scale Avonka. I've got a bunch of those. I have a lot of those. Blink's on the way for herO, as we're going to shade a couple of adepts into the natural. I don't know if he lets this finish. With herO, you never know. Like, sometimes herO will let a shade finish on top of 17 banelings and be like, I didn't see that coming. Thought you said 30. Buying a jacket like that for 30 bucks, mate. If you really thought that that jacket that herO is wearing right now is 30 bucks, 1993 is calling you. And it's trying to bring you back 3 decades ago. Because sure, back then that was a possibility, but there is a 0% chance that a jacket like that is 30 bucks these days. That's just not happening. Wants his price tag back. Blink is done. herO's gonna have to be careful. Enough about the jacket. I enjoyed hyping it up. It is a great jacket. Love seeing T1 back. Enough about the jacket. The 90s were pretty cool though. herO blinks into the main base, snipes a roach. Stasis trap gets activated immediately by just a couple of zerglings. Good Oracle control so far. Good target fire on the Stark Arenas. Fewer depths. Look, herO's so back. herO's gaming. Snipes. Nice split target fire as well. This is good. Excellent play by herO. Saved every single Stalker, kept the Oracles alive, killed 5 drones. Can't say that was bad. Drops a revelation. He's gonna push back the creep. We get an overseer. So herO does get very early fleet beacons. Now, Serral is of course a macro animal. And Serral loves the long macro games. He does not shy away from them. This was a great surround by Serral. herO ends up losing 3 Stalkers, forced to recall out. I am a little bit worried that if herO does this every game, where it's always those quick beacons, and he fires up a Mothership, and he queues up a couple Tempests, he is gonna die against a lot of all-ins. But I don't know if like Serral feels like all-inning this early into a best of 7 when the score is 1-1. Link's Roach is running into the main. It's actually going to be a tiny bit painful. Of course, herO is going to be able to clean this up, but not before losing some Morcus. At the same time, Serral has split off a couple of Roaches and Ravagers, kills the cannon, kills the battery, and actually gets a cancel on the 4th base as well. That was pretty good for Serral. Wasn't really that big of an investment. herO handled it quite alright, all things considered. He could have lost more workers there. Only losing 2 probes is good. Losing the cannon and the battery and being forced to cancel your 4th is not so good. Is Clem Reynor on after this? Yes, Clem vs Reynor will be the next match. So we're starting today with, this is a match from the lower bracket. In case you guys have not taken a look at League4PDA or you joined later, this is a lower bracket best of 7 played in Paris, but this tournament started online. The next match will be the upper bracket final between Clem and Reynor. Jeremy, how did Max do? Are they still racing? Is it over? 26 minutes left. And is he leading? Is he back in the car now? I don't really know how this GT thing works. But he was on for 2 stints and then he had to get out of the car. Wow, that's so many high Templars, by the way. Oh my goodness. 9 high Templars. Energy recharge. Gonna be a stormy day over in Paris. Is he gonna Rico everything into the main base? Why do I feel like a Rico into the main base is about to happen? Because he is sending his mothership in a very odd way. Here comes herO. Serral picks up on it immediately. herO, this is really risky, but he's gonna go for it because he's herO and he does not give a fuck. Time warp. Storm. Fungals are going to land as well. Does herO have... Oh, the stasis trap is sick. That's a force field. Serral cannot enter his own main base. The mothership did die. But that's what motherships are for. Serral at this point is not able to enter his main. Look at that. And herO can just keep on storming the ramp. Maybe kill the hive. Maybe kill the Hydra then. Couple zealots going ham as well. This is sick. The French crowd is loving it. More storms will land. Any lurkers left? Just a couple. There's so many storms. 17 dead drones. Serral is in trouble, guys. As he's losing roaches and ravages on the right side as well. There are zealots going to town on that center base. Any recalls available, herO? No? Okay. I mean, he's got 3 Archons and a couple Stalkers. Did go for the recall there towards the very, very end. Loses 1 more Archon at the tail end of it. I'd say that was a great attack. Max did the first 2 stints. Chris Hullum is closing it out in the final 2. Huh? That stasis trap was legitimately sick. Without the stasis trap, I really don't know if that would have gone as well for herO as it actually ended up. Freezing all those units, basically getting a permanent force field on that ramp for a while. All the units are clumped up at the bottom, every storm connects. I think that's his first robo, the one that we're building right now. 12 minutes in, first robo. Why not GG? That may have something to do with the fact that it's 168 supply against 168 supply. Of which 50 supply on the side of the Protoss is Zealots. But, just a guess. That is a sick fungal. I love the Zealots will... That was me, alpha guy. The moment we start insulting others in the chat, that's when you can go. Still for round 2? Round 2? We're not playing on the new patch right now, SWAT Joe. Overall thoughts on the new patch? I don't know if this is really the moment to talk about the new patch. I've been playing a lot on the PTR. Those are better moments for it, but TLDR, it's heading in the right direction, but obviously they're still figuring it out. I don't like the idea of Storm being better. Storm should stay the same and all the answers against Storm should be better, or Storm should get worse. Storm should obviously not get better. I don't really want to spend 5 hours talking about potential changes that are not really here. Today we just enjoyed the previous version of Starcraft, which may not have been perfect, but it's still pretty damn fun. A couple of storms on landing. It will take weeks for sure, Lukash. I'm personally expecting there to be another updated PTR version before any new version goes live. I think they're experimenting with things right now, and they will tweak numbers again and see how that plays out. At least 1 more update, maybe 2 more. Can't believe I'm saying this in the year 2025, but it seems like what is happening. As herO continues to be aggressive with the mothership, with storms, with Tempest. That Tempest count going up is obviously scary for herO. I don't think herO has Hydra Dash. herO is going to lose a couple of units here, but obviously all you need is 1 or 2 big fat storms in the middle of all these Hydras. Creating a bit of chaos with a Nidus at the bottom and a couple of lurkers moving out of it is good, but herO needs more, and at this point herO simply does not have a real answer against these Hydras. We do have Hydra Dash against these Tempests, but the Hydra count, I want to say, is just not really there unless we can truly get underneath these Tempests. herO is now surrounded by Hydras. Is that a problem? -2 Tempest immediately, -3 Tempest. And now the rest of the army is actually going to walk into the lurkers. And herO has just lost all 6 Tempest, guys, against what felt like first only 10 to 12 Hydras. Eventually a few more Hydras showed. That is a big fat storm, though. Those are the storms that herO was looking for. Not the best fight there for our Korean Protoss herO. No pun intended. I think he's still fine, since herO's not very rich. And it's so easy to burn through your piggy bank when you're relying on Hydras to deal with Storm and Tempest, but that was not the best for herO.
Direct my vengeance.
I still think herO is okay, but he's gonna have to step it up a little. Gonna come in from 2 angles now. Not as many lurkers as we had before. Tempest count has been rebuilt real quick. Like, this comp for herO is incredibly scary, guys. 2 storms and you feel like you lose an amount of Hydras that you just don't have the money for to ever replace. And with Corruptors, that's a little bit less likely to happen, but herO doesn't really have money for Corruptors in this game after that crazy Rico in the main. This reminds me a little bit of like just watching Marine Marauder Medevac against the Protoss army with Immortal, Storm, and Colossus. And like for a while, the Marines Marauders are doing good. You don't really keep winning that forever. herO knows that he's going to have to increase the quality of his army, and that's why he's queuing up a bunch of Corruptors. Those Corruptors won't really have any upgrades for a long time, but Corruptors are just a lot tankier than Hydras are. Yeah, falling behind on air upgrades is a problem. It's actually a bigger problem against like units like Archons. Because if Archons have +3 attack, they just start shredding through Corruptors like it's nobody's business. And a bunch of Stalkers helping out. We have another Nidus attempt on the left side of Persephone. We've got Lurkers and Hydras hopping out of the Nidus. Look at our man Kukut, by the way, catching all the action, showing us some Zealot run-bys, showing us Nidus attacks. I feel like I'm watching a seasoned vet observing these games. Kukut is locked in, baby. Keep him away from TKL and Funka. You can spend some time with Koka, but keep him away from Funka and TKL. Kukut is the ups. There used to be a French Zerg. I always forget his name. He's a pretty damn good French Zerg. He was our observer for Nations League. He actually got really good quickly as well. Didn't take him a long time. Nice guy, was like a 6k MMR Zerg. Incredibly handsome. And a good observer. Couple of storms are gonna put... No, not Sheena. Pushing the Hydras away. Not Stefana. Stefana would not be the greatest observer. That's a lot of observers, by the way. I look forward to herO in the next patch, baby. Also not Firecake. No, he was not... Like, he was well known for the Frenchies and for the Leather Legends in Europe. Not a very obvious pick. And all the Frenchies are watching Comeback TV, so no one's gonna know what I'm talking about. That's a good guess, Polybot, but no, not Le Vulture. But that was a good guess. The Zerg was on Millennium, I don't know. I think he was on AAA, Against All Authority. The one that I'm thinking of. No, not Yogo. Decent shout, but I don't mean Yogo. French Zerg, 6k player. Well, he was our dedicated observer for the Blizzard O Gaming Nations League. Crow, that's him. Thank you, Dolan. CROW. Look at Dolan. The Americans are locked in. Yeah, I'm thinking Crow. He's not that well known if you only like watch, you know, the biggest tournaments out there, but he was a damn good Zerg and nice guy, good observer too. I'd say Denver was a bit more well known, but never did any observing. Only memory I have of him is beating No Regret at the Dreamer. He was really good. I don't know what they just announced. Everybody gets a round of drinks in the house, or if this game goes on for another 5 minutes, everyone gets a beer. Woo! And Funka's paying for it. Woo! Exclamation mark Ko-Fi, by the way, guys. If you guys want to support the Frenchies, exclamation mark Ko-Fi will link. Just an overall Ko-Fi where you guys can show your love and appreciation for the French casters and the French community making this event happen. They asked if they were as excited as the level showed is incredible. Yeah, if we forget about his oracles in game 2, I would agree. herO is loving his army, and herO is still trying to just buy some time, increase the quality of his army. Look at those lurker shots, but oh my goodness, that's so many big fat storms. Time Warp goes down as well. The parasitic bomb is softening up this entire Protoss army. herO's units are quite clumped up. There has got to be more storms. There are so many extra storms. herO's supply is plummeting, but that's mostly because he's losing a crap ton of workers. herO might be able to kill that cybernetic score. I just don't think herO cleans up this army, guys. That is the biggest problem. These Archons on the ground are a problem. It is SKT1 herO who takes the 2-1 lead. No one can shake off a game 2 like herO, man. He's not even feeling that. It's like, yeah, I lost a couple Oracles to Ravagers. So what? Happens to the best of us. Let's just play a sick 20-minute game on Persephone. Impressive. Legitimately impressive that he can keep it together. And he's playing strong so far. It's just T1 these days? Okay. I didn't know that. This is in Paris? Yeah. Yes, it is. But we're not allowed to curse on this channel. Seems like they're throwing it to a little breaky. 2-1 for herO. Lower bracket, so no second chances for these guys. Tournament live on the line. It was sold out. I believe they sold out their venue within 6 hours. They had X amount of tickets available and they sold out basically from the moment they announced it. I think even before they ended their stream on that day, it was already sold out. The commentators are behind the bar? Absolutely. Because that's where TKO and Funka do their best work. And I'm sure that they rented this venue for 24 hours, so they're not going anywhere. Don't be weird, Dr. Colossi. I feel like I've said that a lot lately. Especially to you. I wonder if it's hot. It looks like the kind of venue where it can get very, very warm. But since we have jackets and hoodies, maybe they're blasting the AC. It seems like a venue where it would get warm relatively quick. Of course, lots of lights, lots of nerds. Golden Wall, an absolute classic. As this was a community-funded event, they also reached out to the community and said, which old maps do you guys want to see in Maestros of the game? And the Frenchies universally agreed upon Golden Wall. If I think of this map, I think of M. Canning, Scarlet, Mothership Recalls. I also think of Little Clem splitting like an absolute maniac against Showtime before Clem became the GOAT that we know he currently is. Good to see Golden Wall. Brings me back. Bottom left side, they just introduced the BASILISK Serral. Bottom right side, the man who's up 2-1. Nobody shakes off a game with a couple of flaws like he did. Just T1, no more SK. It is herO. This is the highest quality that I can have made on the clean feed. I double checked, but I am not in the game myself. They want to make sure that no casters or foreign languages or English language will lag the games. It's a LAN event, so they just provide us a link. The only thing we can do is open this link and talk over it. Have a good time. I cannot do any more. This is them now. The map of Scarlet and Bomber was around 7 years before we ever played on this map, or maybe even 10 years. You're thinking of Habitation Station, I want to say, but that might actually be wrong as well. I might have that one wrong. I thought it was Habitation Station, but I might be confusing my maps. I was not there. As I told you guys before, I'm way better when it comes to memorizing things when I was there. If I wasn't there, don't really remember. Now, King Sejong was different. I know that it was like a left to right map. King Sejong is top against bottom. I played a million games on King Sejong. And I will always remember King Sejong because I did a stream from Rancho Cucamonga. We had like a little party stream. Opened our doors. Bunch of nerds came over. And then chat told me to play Phoenix DT. And then I accidentally beat a Zerg that always beat me. And I was like, wait a minute, what? This Phoenix DT shit is sick. And then I got addicted to it for the next 9 years. Was that the game that sparked your passion for Burrowed Banelings? No, not really. I don't know what sparked my passion for Burrowed Banelings. I can't think of anything in particular. I just love Burrowed Banelings. Honestly, I think it's mostly me suggesting it to Reynor quite a few times. Up to the point where Reynor was like, fuck off, man, you and your Burrowed Banelings. And that just made me love it even more. So I think that's what really got me going. The amount of times that I brought it up to Reynor up to the point he got sick of it, and then I fell in love with Burrowed Banelings. herO is adepts are obviously very annoying for Serral to deal with, as herO's done a good job mining out the tiny mineral wall. The Zerglings might be able to get one adept, that's a close call, but they will be able to pick off one of these two adepts. You remember when Reynor ended Cyan's career? Nobody puts Cyan in his place like Reynor, I know that much. I think the next time we have a big event in China with all the Chinese Starcraft stars, Cyan might not even show up. If he knows Reynor is there, he says I'm out of here. Not that Italian kid again. He owns me everywhere I go. No continent. First Europe, then NA, then Asia. The only time I ever see Cyan is when we host something in Australia. I would miss Cyan too. Everyone would miss Cyan. Cyan's a great guy. Double Oracle arrest by herO is excellent as he snipes 4 drones rather quickly. Serral fires up +1 melee. And got the gold. Obviously so far strong game by herO, guys. herO up 2-1 in this lower bracket best of 7. No second chances for these guys. I'm feeling that Serral does not have a crazy amount of experience on the Golden Wall. Or if he has a lot of experience, it's a long time ago, because I'm honestly starting to get worried. This right here, guys, is the first time in this series that I'm starting to get a little bit worried. For Serral, his tournament life here at the Maestros of the game. This is a great catch though, no recall available, Oracles are out of position. Excellent stuff by Serral, he needed that. He absolutely needed this. The Lynx don't have +1 yet, so I don't think we want to be too reckless. 9 more drones on the way. This is definitely a big moment, because falling 1 and 3 against herO, that's just freaking terrifying. Even if you're the GOAT, even for Serral, that is terrifying, because herO is so crazy. He's got so many unique builds that hit so hard. And he's willing to take some crazy risks. Sometimes those risks don't really work out as he loses one Oracle. He's gonna maybe lose the second one. No, he gets away with that. Wow. Honestly, all things considered, that was kind of sick by herO. I legitimately thought he was gonna lose all three of them. I mean, herO's played well this game, man. Legitimately well. A lot of good moves. Seems like Golden Wall is a map that still sparks a lot of joy to herO. Where's serO gonna take it? It kind of feels that serO only really has one choice, and that's Hydra Link Bane. I don't know if this is a Hydra Link Bane kind of game, but I think it's gonna be incredibly hard to make it up to Hive and Lurkus, maybe way down the line. I'm legit concerned, man. serO's down 7 workers. Yes, he has +1 melee. He is going to try to set up a surround. 5 seconds before blink. Look at these Zerglings go. 5 seconds before blink. Oh my goodness, herO. herO gets punished immediately for his move out. If he waits like 7 seconds with that move out, it will probably go a whole lot better. If he uses an energy recharge on the oracles, that is a massive victory for serO, and a victory that serO was absolutely in dire need of. Great timing, great catch. That's obviously going to slow herO down a little, and will give serO the time to really get some Hydras out. Fire up Groove Spines, get Muscular Augments right after that. Finds another surround, this time Blink is ready. serO is ahead now. I think serO's not too worried anymore. It's still gonna be a bit annoying because it's Golden Wall and this map just plays out in a very different way. Soon you'll actually be able to mine out one of those mineral patches of the gold, and then it's gonna be a little bit easier to move units to the bottom side of the wall. There were a lot of links trying to get on top of the 4th base. For the first time, Kukut is kind of missing that. But it seems like herO did a good job in keeping whatever he was protecting safe. Oh, oracles. That's a lot of oracles, but they're flying over Hydras. One oracle gets picked up immediately. Feels like herO is getting himself in a lot of trouble at this point, as there is chaos erupting everywhere. Decent fight at the bottom left, but a bad fight in the center for herO. Needs to be very cautious with these oracles. Hydras looking for a pickup. serO saw that. Blinks a couple of those stalkers across the rocks. That's cute. I think a little stasis trappy here wouldn't hurt. Or 2 or 3. Hydra is still slow. No muscular augments. But it's about to finish up. Yeah, without Storm this is going to be really hard. If the Hydra count is low, then obviously the oracles could overwhelm. But I don't think the oracles can overwhelm. herO losing all those stalkers in the center of the map may have been the end of him in this game. Yes, Blink Stalkers with upgrades can be fantastic, but we don't have a crazy amount of cannons or batteries to fall back to. And at this point, it's just getting overrun. serO, who was down in workers for the majority of this game, has found a way to tie things up. And he kills the 4th, kills a bunch of probes in the 3rd. He's gonna step into a stasis scrappy. That's all good. It was impressive. This was never going to be a walk in the park, but well done. Snipes 2 oracles as well. herO just has no DPS in his army. This is how my Blink Stalkers always look when I try to play Blink one time. And I play like the pros. Then I have 17 Stalkers and I lose the fight against 8 Hydras. I'm like, hello? Is it me? Am I the problem? Yes, most of the time I am the problem. But this time, it is a problem for herO as well, as serO just has way too much. GG gets called. What a fun way to kick off this offline day of video gaming in Paris. herO and serO, 2 apiece after 4 games. I'll take a very tiny break, guys. I'll be right back. Game 5. This is a best of 7. This is the lower bracket, so Tournament Live is on the line. Don't go anywhere. I'll see you guys real soon. The race just ended. What is the venue? I don't know the name of the venue, but it's somewhere in Paris. Max getting a win in a Ferrari before Lewis. That was not on my bingo list for 2025, but... Game 5, guys. So Serral, impressive victory there on Golden Wall because it really looked a little bit scary. Tied things up. Top left side. We're looking at the main base of T1's herO, our Korean Protoss. It really looks like a very fun venue. They do it again if they have Maestros of the game round 2, version 2.0. I might visit that gorgeous city. Have a couple beers with the boys, vibe a little. You're gonna come as well, Matt. We can support Kukut in his observing journey. Now you miss Paris. I will never miss Paris. But it definitely seems like it's a very fun day. You want to know the best food Roddy had in Paris? A Subway sandwich, spicy Italian. On cheese oregano. No cheese but toasted. No olives and tomatoes. Definitely the finest cuisine that Paris has to offer. Can't hate on it. Do French people drink beer? Absolutely. TKO and Fonka are probably 3 beers deep at this point. Earlier today I said I was going to match them, but then I saw them start game 1 with a beer. And I will retract that statement. I shall no longer match the French commentators. I know my place in life, I know my strengths and weaknesses. And a beer in game 1 of a potential 4 best of 7s going to distance is not the build. Not for me at least. But they're still young and full of life, so they can do it. herO opening things up in a very normal way. Just a couple of... Well, it is double Stalker. Obviously, very often you'll see an Adept first or 2 Adepts into a Stalker. herO going double Stalker and then Stargate. Funka young. Compared to me, they are. I know. They've been around forever. They're not that young. I was just complimenting them, that's all. I know they're not that. Thank you, by the way. Didn't comment, matey, for the 23 months. I appreciate it. Funka lost weight? Yeah, I think so. Funky's looking good. Also got a sharp haircut. The nerds look excellent. herO really wants that Overlord. herO gets that Overlord. Is he going to pay the Stalker price for it? Yes, he will. That was a funny animation. That Stalker just disappeared like it was never there. Looked like a dead hallucinated Stalker, but I guarantee you guys it was real. Does SC2 get newer, younger players? Obviously there's always some, but not a crazy amount of youngsters. Well, we've definitely had a few youngsters rise through the ranks over the last few years. It's not going to be as common as it is in a game like Counter-Strike or League. Any news about Nation Wars? No, there's no news. Nation Wars was a Blizzard-funded event and was a very expensive event to run. Now, obviously, there's always a chance there will be like a smaller community version of Nation Wars, but the big one won't be happening anytime soon. The guys that are now running Maestros of the game for you guys were part of O Gaming, and O Gaming was the one who had the contract of Blizzard to run Nation Wars. That sounds very sophisticated, one shot. I don't know if it could beat my Subway though. I found an excellent Subway. I used to get a lot of chicken baguettes as well when I was in Paris. When I was there for like a month, there was like a local French bakery where they had these fresh chicken baguettes. Those were pretty good. Not as good as Subway, but it's hard to compete. But they were not bad. herO's doing a good job, I think, in cancelling that shade as he now gets deep into the main base. Should be able to get like 4 drones here if he does things correctly. We get maybe 5. Look at that. Hey, that's not bad at all. Oh. I mean, it's just a baguette sandwich with cold chicken pieces on it, mate. He's just saying this game is good. There are some Zerglings battling Stalkers. But the Oracles were there to provide safety. 2 more adapts make it to the bottom side of the map. Okay, this is really starting to add up. herO doing a great job in finding a decent amount of drones against herO without even investing in resonating glaives. He's gonna be pretty happy with that. Might get another one here. This is big, man. herO definitely finding really good damage here with just a couple of basic adapts. Yeah, Jeff Bezos, if you have Twitch Turbo, it will be available on every channel. If you don't have Twitch Turbo, but you're a subscriber to the channel, you also have the option. Yeah, I thought it was a very cool, unexpected update. Twitch making moves, baby. Hashtag bleed purple. Tiny link drop. Maybe they gave a little shout out to Kukut. 8 Zerglings get dropped into the main. herO's pretty quick. Oh, getting a cancel on the 4th is massive. herO doing a good job in defending against the link drop at home and still being active with the Stalkers and the Oracles on the other side of the map. And this is actually starting to look very, very dire for Serral. herO's playing a fantastic series, by the way. Some people were worried that herO was just going to be here, was going to get 4-0'd, and he flew all the way from Korea to Paris. Well, none of that. herO is playing excellent. As Serral does a good job in activating that stasis trap, but there's another stasis trap. The target fire on the roaches is good. herO's such a mystery, man. How do you look at that game too, where the man loses 4 oracles to Karosabals, and then you look at the rest of the series? Huh. Serral is now investing a lot of resources into roaches with burrow and tunneling claws. But herO's already getting some cannons up, so it seems like he's got a pretty good idea that this could potentially be happening. Having those cannons is really going to make his life a lot easier. Serral's roaches look underwhelming so far. The supply favors Serral, but I think this game heavily favors herO at this point. Serral is really going to need to find something big. As he does sneak a bunch of roaches into the natural, is going to kill that cannon. Rico gets used immediately. We don't quite have burrow yet. Don't forget there are still oracles around. This is actually nice for Serral because now he's going to get a cancel on the 4th base. Here, Serral's now going to try to split these roaches up and hopefully bait out a bunch of different revelations. This is where maybe Serral's multitasking becomes a bit too much for herO, as herO does not cancel that Nexus. 400 minerals down the drain. herO struggling. Not having observers definitely makes your life a little bit harder here. Can herO now micro his units successfully at the 3rd base while also dealing with those roaches that are left over in the natural and some in the main. I like the energy recharge there. That's a lot of roaches though. Extra stalkers making their way over from the natural. I think herO in the end will clean this up. But the question is, how much damage can Serral get done? And the answer is, so far, it's not a whole lot, as herO also does a great job in his main base. Okay, that went really well for herO. That went a lot better than I thought it would. Because it looked like a pretty big Zerg army properly swarming the 3rd base. Now Serral is going to slowly complement his army with a couple of Hydras. The first wave of the defense wasn't all that hot, but the second part went a lot better for our Korean Protoss, as herO does fire up Storm as well. Serral dropped an infestation pit, so he can maybe make his way over to Hive Tech slowly, but that'd be a big investment, and he's only working with 60 to 65 drones. Just getting Storm against Roach Hydra is going to be amazing for herO, because herO is incredibly good in those fights. Storm, Stalker against Roach Hydra, he's not going to mess that up. If Serral gets a couple of Lurkers out, that's obviously where things can become a bit more complicated. And I think he still doesn't have a Robo. And then you're one bad Oracle flight away from losing all your mobile detection. herO's aware of that, so he wipes in the Robo as we speak. When you play Stalker Storm against Roach Hydra, like in a perfect world, it's just like your army at the top, their army at the bottom, and you spread your units a little bit, you drop a couple storms, and it's easy. Serral's obviously never going to make it that easy. Serral is going to force a couple of little fights here, there, everywhere, where it makes it a lot harder to move those very fragile units like High Templars around and Oracles. herO loses at least one of his Oracles immediately. Seems like he was a bit focused on that fight. High Templars is still exposed, but it's okay. Serral might get another cancel on that Nexus. Does bleed out a lot of units here though. herO might just continue chasing as he loses another Oracle. That's all of his detection. I don't know if he even have a single observer. That Robo finished up, but I see an Immortal that's on the way. Big fight happening on the right side. I think that right side fight is a little bit more important. herO wins this fight as he blinks forward. That's on top of the Roaches and the Hydras. Serral still finding some damage with the Roaches in the third, but herO is going to be able to clean this up. This is gonna be close, guys. herO's economy is in the dumpsters, but he's got a pretty scary army and he's got a bunch of storms to work with, and these Hydras do not enjoy standing in storm. I don't know if this is the fight to take Serral. Serral seems to believe that it is the fight to take as he really wants to make a stance here. He's gonna pull the drones as well. herO's gonna micro his Stalkers like it's anybody's business. He's lost all of the High Templars. One Archon finishes up. That Archon not good enough to win the fight against all those queens. This is a nice little catch for herO. herO has no economy, but what herO does have is a bunch of Blink Stalkers. The Serral's economy is not all that hot anymore either. He's got one Lurker. herO's gonna blink on this Lurker, right? I don't know if he can, but he's gonna blink to the left side, opens the path for the Immortal. Can herO do it? He's down 40-50 supply. 2 storms. I think the Hydra count is a little bit too high at this point. Did he lose the ups? I think he just lost the ups. I don't see any Observer anymore. That means that these 2 Lurkers are a real problem. Or the Observer never showed up, whatever it was. herO loses all of his Stalkers, loses 31 probes at home. And I think with that, it is going to be Serral taking the lead in this best of 7 for the first time. I don't see how herO rebuilt everything that he just lost. That honestly got close. Even if the supplies did not make it look all that close. That many Stalkers. +3 close to finishing up. Couple storms to work with. That really was close. But in the end, Serral holds the line. Now fires up the hive. And he's got to be feeling really, really good. Serral with Roaches and Tunneling Claws is such a naughty combination. So incredibly good in creating chaos in different areas. While also still taking decent fights elsewhere. When I think of Serral and Burrowed Roaches, I think back of a game that he played against Trap a long time ago at IEM Katowice. That was one of those early day Serral moments. That was before he ever won a big international event. It was just like he was this hype kid from Finland who was rank 1 on the ladder and everybody was hyping him up. He played such a sick game back then against Trap that I was looking at that game, I was like, I generally don't think there's any other Zerg that would have won this game. I'll never forget about it since that day. I've been a bit of a fan of Serral and a couple Roaches with Tunneling Claws. hero's kind of dead now. I understand that he's going to try. You obviously don't need a monstrous economy to get a bunch of High Templars. And if you feel like your opponent is also working with scraps, you can always try to wipe in a couple of High Templars, use energy recharge a few times. What was the year in which Serral really broke through? I would say it was 2017, even if he didn't win any of the big tournaments early in 2017. He did get his first ever international victory in late 2017, which was a European qualifier for the WESG, which had a big prize pool as well, like 20,000 bucks for winning that. And that was basically the moment where he crowned himself Europe's finest. And then, of course, 2018 was the year where he started dominating and he never looked back. But I would say 2017 was the proper breakthrough year. I don't know what ADE is, so probably not. That Amsterdam Dance Festival? The answer is no, mate. I would rather be in Lagarde North. herO gets an incredibly sexy surround. He's got units on the left. He's got Hydras and Lurkers coming in from the right. A couple of storms will not save you here. After 16 minutes, it is herO who takes the lead in this best of 7 in the lower bracket for the first time. He was down 0-1. He was down 1-2. He now turns things around. And he's on pole position to advance to the lower bracket final. Who will he face in that lower bracket final? We don't know yet. Next up is the upper bracket final between Reynor and Clem. That's apparently going to be a best of 7 as well. herO look bored now. herO's locked in. Do not get confused. Locking in and being bored is not the same thing. No, Nox, I would not go to Amsterdam Dance Festival. That's not for me. Unless I get invited and all of my friends are going and somehow everybody universally agrees upon the fact that we should go, then maybe I would tag along for the ride, but I would make zero efforts myself of going. Was that Showtime behind herO? No. Showtime is not there. I'd be incredibly surprised if Showtime on his day off decided to make the trip from Stuttgart to Paris. You can get me on the list for one of the most popular hard techno DJs. That's very sweet of you, but no, I have no interest. It's not that I hate dance music, but I'm not that passionate about it either. I would go with a whole group, but I wouldn't want to go alone or with 1 or 2 others. Thank you, Yunu. I appreciate it for the 5 months. Welcome. As we have loaded into Sandworm. Sandworm is a fun map. Has a gold base in the center. This is one of the maps that we were running on some of the Monday night weeklies for a little while. Top right side, he's in the lead for the first time, representing BASILISK. It is herO. Bottom left side of Sandworm. His tournament live is on the line. He made the trip from Korea, knowing starting in the lower bracket that he would only have 1 life. It is herO, representing T1. Thanks for covering this tourney. I hope you have a great day. I've been looking forward to this day, mate. It's already been a great day. I am certain that we're going to have a lot of fun. It's always great when you have a Saturday on the agenda that you just know is going to be awesome. And we're going to have a bunch of great games. Hopefully the BASILISK members will do very well. Have you seen Max Packs like in person? No. I have not. I've enjoyed a lot of the games on Sandworm when I think back of those Monday night weeklies. I've played a few games on this map as well. Not too many, because most of my games are just ladder games. But it plays out in a fun, different way. I'm a little bit sad that the other map didn't get more love, like Hellscape or whatever it was called. I actually really enjoyed that one. I thought that was an excellent one. But this one is quite good too. First of the 4 series, in case any of you guys have just joined us. After this, it will be Reynor Clem. Then the loser of that match will play the winner of this match. And of course, at the end of the day, we're going to have a best of 7 grand finals. Where I believe if the lower bracket player wins, they'll have a best of 3 after that. So, let's say there is a world where herO wins his best of 7 and he wins the next best of 7. If he then wins the best of 7 in the grand finals, there's going to be a best of 3 after that. So it could really be a long day with a crazy amount of games. Be amazing as well to see the first series immediately go to distance. A little scary for all the herO fans out there, but it'd be cool. Do players practice these new maps on custom games between themselves? I think for an event like this, they would, yes. If you're talking about, like, will they practice it for a Monday Night Weekly or a Pigosaurus Cup? No. They'll probably look at it and maybe one time, if they just feel like practicing, they'll load it up once or twice, but I don't think crazy amounts of practice have gone into it. If they qualify for an offline event where there is a bunch of money on the line, then yes, then they will absolutely start playing some games on it. Reynor said he played 50 games on this map. I'll put it in the cap category, my friend. If Reynor says he played 50 games, you know he's lying. I feel like Reynor hasn't played 50 games since spring 2024. Pig is catching strays. How? You guys really don't understand what catching strays means, by the way. How on earth was any of what I just said a stray to pig? This is the stupidest thing ever. I'm talking about the Monday Night Weekly and I'm talking about the Pigosaurus Cup. This is not a stray to pig. This is like the 5th time this week that I actually say something that is never in a million years a stray to anyone who's like, oh, catching strays. Like, yeah, I saw Grubby play some Mechabellum. Grubby is catching strays. It's like, no. What the fuck is this? That's not how this works. Yeah. That's a decent amount of Zerglings, by the way, without a ship. Oh, that was scary. That was scary. And there is actually a little gap, and that means the Stalker is going to get surrounded. That means this Adept is in trouble as well. It's actually a good shade, by the way, so it lives a little bit longer. But herO's still going to have to bring that Oracle back real quick. And this also means that Serral gets the Scout on that Fleet Beacon, on that second Stargate. That is very bad news for herO, guys. This is not the kind of build that you want to reveal to your opponent this quickly. That is rough. That is very rough for herO. Great job by Serral, like having the right amount of links there, realizing that, hey, a single Stalker with that much surface area and a single Adept, I'm not going to deal a lot of damage to these links. This is a fight that I can absolutely take. And it's also a moment where herO's going to have a very hard time walling off behind it. Maybe if he would have pulled a probe immediately, like warp in a gate there, then yeah, you let the Stalker die, you let the Adept die, or maybe the Adept could have shaded behind the wall, but I think it would have probably fallen. Still think that's better than letting links show up in the main, but unfortunately, not the call that herO made, which means that now Serral has all the time in the world to get ready for these Tempests. Tempests can obviously still get something done, especially because there aren't too many creep tumors going far forward. Okay, that's a very sweet spot for a Tempest to be in. Okay, not if we shoot at the spawning pool. Also not certain about shooting at the Spore, but okay. Once we have the Tempest upgrade, the Tectonic Destabilizers, that's when we can melt buildings a little bit quicker. Let's start shooting at drones. Please don't overkill drones. Oh, hey, maybe the Oracle could have gone for a Pulsar Beam there. Without any Queens nearby and without that Spore Crawler being done. I actually feel like that was a moment where the Oracle could have activated Pulsar Beam. As herO is going to queue up a couple Void Rays. Be careful with the Tempest. Please don't lose Tempest. It's definitely annoying. I'm surprised how annoying this is. Oh, he's flying into a Spore Crawler, by the way. As we're going to take a little look at the Adepts. Protecting the... Did he lose a Tempest? He was flying right over a Spore. No, he did not lose a Tempest. Good job by herO. A lot of damage on all of them. And Serral is now building a bunch of Roaches while still building Queens. These Tempests are actually starting to look really good here on Sandworm. And it's also not like once a couple of Corruptors are out that these Tempests are useless immediately, as the Adepts and Slow Zealot and an Oracle now make it over at the third base. We're going to cancel that shade. This Tempest is going to take a lot of damage. Void Ray shows up as well. Can we kill it, guys? Can the Queen save the hatch? I don't think they can. We're going to try, but they deal so much damage against buildings. It's pretty sick what herO is doing over here. Gets into the natural as well. He's fighting a lot of economic damage. We've killed the hatch. Okay, Rico. Losing one Tempest is acceptable as the shade finishes up deep into the main base. That is a lot of dead drones. herO's cooking, man. We've got Voids. Little bit worried for herO that if a bunch of Queens make it to the other side of the map, like Roach, Ravager, Queen, Corruptor, is going to be very difficult to deal with. I wonder, will Serral attack? Is there a way for Serral to attack, or is Serral just going to macro? That was pretty sick by herO. Like, yeah, all of it is a big commitment, and obviously herO's build is not incredibly economic. He doesn't have a very quick third base. He doesn't have a crazy amount of workers. So he needed to do a lot, but he most certainly did a lot. Serral just scouting? Serral decides to sacrifice one Corrupted to scout to see if these Stargates are still busy, if there is potentially a third Stargate, if there is a mothership on the production tab. Or it was a misclick. But I think it was a scout. It actually, like, it feels it's very useful information for Serral to know if he should build more Corruptus or if he actually needs to focus a little bit more on a ground army. It was an expensive scout, but I think it is justifiable. Serral did immediately fire up a bunch of roaches after he saw that those Stargates were not doing anything and there's no mothership on the way. I think the Corruptors are going for the natural and they're going to use Caustic Spray. There is a shield battery. herO could start using that shield battery. But Corruptors deal crazy damage. Battery overcharge is something you absolutely miss in moments like this. Serral casually kills the Nexus in the natural and gets out of there with most of the Corruptors too. '28 army supply lead on the side of Serral. Roaches have speed. Zerglings on the production tab. Careful. It's Guardian Shield here. That could be very scary. And Force Field. I was mostly worried about Force Field. I said Guardian Shield. Guardian Shield is useful. herO went for a Guardian Shield. Saved. Starting to like this more and more for Serral now, as herO's army doesn't really look like it's going to have a power spike anytime soon. He does have 1-1 and he decides to warp in a second Robo and a Robo Bay. It's kind of cool. I wouldn't hate it if he wants to go down that right to start building Immortals immediately and he fires up an Immortal. A Colossus I don't think are really the option here, but a bunch of Corruptors in the mix too. Now, Blinkstalkers, Immortals, and Disruptors? That could actually be kind of good. Even if Disruptors are a bit underwhelming on this version of Starcraft 2. It's better than not having anything. But I would actually prioritize getting a bunch of Immortals first. Just relying on Stalkers with Blink, couple Force Fields. Even if there are Ravagers, Force Fields are always annoying. You're back and you got beers? Might have a beer later. Still too early for me. I mean, actually, it's like 4:30 on a Saturday. I feel like we should at least get through an entire best of 7. But enjoy, mate. Geniet, maar drink met mate. Disruptors are on the production tab. If herO can get up to like 4 to 6 Disruptors, that's obviously going to be a problem for Serral. Just 1 or 2 is really not that scary. Promise us the whiskey. We have all the time in the world, guys. We're not even 25% done with this tournament. I don't think you guys need to worry about my entertainment. I just want to make sure that it actually becomes an enjoyable day for me as well. And that I don't peak at 7 PM, but then have to cast till 11. No, it's fine for a city, but as I said, I'm not even 25% into this stream, so I'm fine with my Dr. Pepper and some water, maybe a coffee, and then later on we can start catching up to the Frenchies. Lings, Roaches, Ravagers, and a couple of Corruptors as herO blinks forward. Snipes a few of the units. Serral is obviously just playing a bit of a cat and mouse game here, where he wants to ideally keep herO on his side of the map, because Serral is investing in Hive. And once Hive Tech is done, we can get Adreno Glands, maybe some Ultras down the line, even if the bunch of Tempests are out. But I don't hate Ultras. No cancel on the side of Serral, loses the hatchery there. herO is only looking pretty freaking good here, guys. This is not when Serral wants to battle. We don't have Baneling Speed yet. Hive Tech just finished up, but we obviously didn't get any value from it. A couple Vipers would be sick. Like, Vipers are pretty amazing against Disruptors, especially if there are no High Templars in the mix. Serral still attacking the gold base on the other side of the map, but I don't know if Serral has enough to fight this army. This is a crap ton of Stalkers with +2 attack, +1 armor. Void Rays are kind of left for dead. We keep on firing the Disruptors. All the Tempests have died. And Serral can't really turn those Corruptors into something else. He can use it to snipe a base. But right now, sniping a base is not what Serral needs. Serral needs an answer against that Immortal, against the Stalkers, against the Disruptors, and it's going to be hard. Legitimately going to be hard. 10 Lings, 6 Roaches. Not exactly overwhelming reinforcements. herO might just send us to Game 7. As Serral's army is really dwindling in strength. Corruptors are doing their thing. That's cute and all, but this fight is so much more important, and Serral knows it. I think we're going to have to evacuate this base. Serral does not want to. Serral doesn't have the units anymore, guys. herO keeps on firing. Serral is going to pull the drones just like he did on Pylon. On Pylon it was barely good enough. Here I'm afraid it's not going to be good enough. as herO has more than enough stalkers left. This fight right before +2 melee, before bailing speed. Fungal does connect, but it's not good enough. GG! Game 7! Game 7! We are starting the Maestros of the game offline finals with a Game 7 between Serral and herO. I'm gonna write in the Discord. There is lag now. Thank you, Narcosis, for the 26 months, mate. I appreciate it. We're getting ready for Game 7, guys. Serral and herO. But unfortunately, my clean feed is lagging a little bit. We are back, but it's very low quality. Like, we can count pixels. Uh-oh. No, and they're starting. So I don't know if they're going to actually see my message. Thank you, Cloudberry Enjoyer, for the 3 months. I, too, am a Cloud Enjoyer. I can try to put the quality back to... I hope it works, guys. Damn it, it doesn't work. Ay, ay, ay. Ah, that's a really frustrating... I can obviously restream their stream, but then I have French commentary. Damn it. This is not good. On Game 7 as well. Yeah. Guys, if I restream any other stream, I'm gonna have their audio. So that's... Yes, I know I can watch the game, but obviously I would like to also not talk over someone all the time. Seems like I've got it to work. Tokamak, Game 7. I'm a little bit behind actual live, but I will gladly be 20 or 30 seconds behind if that means that I can still watch the games properly. We'll definitely take it. Yeah, but then if I would mute all their audio, then we don't have any game sounds or Starcraft 2 music either. So that would, and we don't hear the audience anymore. Then it will just be dead silence on me. So that's not ideal. No worries, guys. I think this will work. We might be a couple seconds behind. I'll take it. Game 7. Winner stays alive. I can still dream about winning the first edition of the Maestros of the game. The loser will be eliminated. Top right side of Tokamak, it is T1 herO. And of course, in the bottom left side, they showed Serral. Locked in. It's definitely been a herO series. Lots of fantastic moments. A couple of derpy moments, but had a bit of everything. These PVCs though on this patch actually look very good. Let's change nothing. Keep it the same, guys. Keep it the same. It is not showtime, guys. I really don't think showtime is at the venue. If showtime was there, we would have known about it or we would have seen it by now. I'm sure there are a couple of good French players in attendance, but I don't think there are any international players that are not actually participating in the event. I don't know what you guys voted for in the end, but I'm sure that it was Serral favored, as most of the time big series are Serral favored. herO has definitely shown us that he's got the skills to get the job done. A few of the depth shades have been particularly very impressive to me. Not often do you see like Serral kind of have his units out of position in multiple moments or instances in a row. Adapt Stargate, very standard for herO. There's a good chance that Game 7 is going to be like a little bit more standard and it will just become a dance of execution. Who's sharper? Who's more locked in? It's always nerve-wracking. For some reason I get nervous when I watch Game 7s. I'm not even playing, it doesn't matter. And feel the tension for the players too. All the little interactions feel so much more meaningful and impactful in a Game 7 in a series that's already been going on for over an hour. That positioning on the high ground, Serral very quick pulling the first run away. Good in doing the Spore Crawler trick for the second run. Great defense by Serral. These are little things, but that's what you're looking for in the first 4 minutes of a game. I mean, you know, it's obviously going to come down to details. That's a great little catch. First adept gets picked off in the center of the map. A Warcraft 3 surround. And Neo and Remo would be proud of that one. A serious prediction for this one or the upcoming best of 7? I'm gonna always predict the Basilisk, guys. I cannot predict against the Basilisk boys. So my serious prediction is that herO is gonna find a way to win this. Clean things up. I don't think herO's played a bad series. It hasn't been like the best ZVPs ever. But I think it's mostly just been herO playing excellent. And that's why it's difficult for even herO. The back... No, Eric. No. That is definitely how it's been used, but no. Please don't. herO versus Reynor, who wins? Well, they've played already once in this event, and Reynor won that one. It was an incredibly strong series coming out of Reynor. But if history has taught us anything, it can honestly go either way between herO and Reynor. The EWC series was incredibly close, incredibly competitive, and a lot of people will probably feel that Reynor actually is the one who should have ended up winning that one. But I'm sure there have been a couple of series that went Reynor's way that herO felt he should have won. Extra gateways. I don't think we've had a Forge or a Robo yet, right guys? So it's just a bunch of gateways with Blink. herO could play this in a very aggressive way where he's looking for a cancel. That is a big stasis trap. That is a really, really big stasis trap for herO. And if he already plans on being aggressive in the early mid game with Oracles and Blink Stalkers, that's bad news for herO. As this Adept Shade is good too. That is a great Evo Chamber block, but that's also still very good Adept positioning. If I was herO, by the way, I would have kept them there between that Mineral Patch and the Extractor. I actually think that would have been better for him. Would have made it very more difficult for the Adepts to get us around. herO can't afford to let that happen again, and he won't. Non-stop stasis traps. There's another one. This one is a bit bigger. All 3 Oracles still alive. herO's playing good, man. herO really is playing good with Blink halfway done. Getting 3 extra gases. Delayed Forge on the way. Very clean so far coming out of herO. herO has gone for a quick Hydra then. Did herO completely skip the Roach Warren, completely skip Baneling Nest, so just going straight Hydra Ling? There's a big fight, not a big fight, but there's a little skirmish happening in the center. I'd love to see it, Kukut. Because every unit matters right now. This is the move out that I was anticipating. The move out that I think we all predicted. And herO is, I don't think, in a position to lose this 4th base. But fighting over a 4th base when you only have Queens and Lings to work with is going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of stasis trappies in the back. 6 Hydras are on the way. Hatchery is taking a lot of damage. herO does not want to lose this hatch. Does a good job in activating one of the stasis traps. There is at least 1 or 2 more. I think herO's done enough to keep this hatchery alive. Because now the Hydras will start trickling out one at a time. All you need is like 6-7 Hydras against an army like this and you'll be fine. It's a great save. herO's not done yet though. Great save by herO, but herO's not done yet as he is still here with a lot of Stalkers. Tries to get a Queen. He's awfully close to killing one of the Queens. There's another stasis trap there. That's a big one. Only a couple of Zerglings remaining. Oracles still alive. Super important. herO keeps these Oracles safe. And he will for now. To drop a Revelation maybe. Okay, herO may be sticking around a little bit too long there. herO does have Hive on the way. herO is running up behind this, but he is wondering if he can find a good fight with these Hydras, these Links. It's a little bit scary to see herO go this far out while tacking up to Hive. I mean, he's Yona. He knows what he's doing. Storm 60% done. Obviously won't take very long. herO might wonder if there is an opportunity for him to get a cancel on the 4th, but I don't think that's the case. Straight high for herO. Lurkaden halfway done, +2 missile attacks on the way. I wouldn't hate it if herO, instead of like going for a fleet beacon with Tempest, if he actually goes for like a few more robos in this final game. And we just rely on like Stalker, Storm, Archon, lots of Immortals. I wonder if that is something that he is willing to consider. Only detection we have are the oracles, of course. Don't think we have an observer out on the map. Serral's army a little bit split here. High Templars could be exposed, but herO feels very confident. Drops a couple storms. There is one lurker in the mix there. More High Templars show up. Serral's army quite clumped up. herO seems to be very confident that this is the fight. Stasis Trap saves the High Templars for now. Hydra count still quite high. herO should maybe drop a defense store. Oh my goodness, man. Everything is stuck, but I don't know if herO can really capitalize. Warped in 12 Zealots somewhere. I think he's going to click these Zealots on one of the bottom bases and continue to dance around with this army. Needs to be very careful with his High Templars. They could die. Hydras on creep are really fast. herO's losing a lot of units here. I think herO's losing a few too many units. And that will give Serral the confidence to maybe chase his army, but instead turns around. Wants to save this hatchery. I think it would have been better for herO to just click on the hatch. I feel like he would have been able to get it. Now Serral still gets these High Templars. herO a bit of a little more than he could chew here. Did not work out for herO. It looked promising for a long time, but it just did not work out in the end. Impressive defense by Serral. First against the main army, and then against the Zealots as well on the bottom right side, and continuing to push back that Stalker, Blink Stalker army. And this is where herO has just lost so much of his strength, guys. A lot of the Stalkers are dead. All of the High Templars with Storm are gone. And now we've got a Tempest and a Mothership on the production there. But herO's army, at this point, legitimately sucks. Did he warp in any High Templars yet? I think those are the first Templars that he warped in. He's going to have to use energy recharge immediately. But even with an energy recharge, I don't know if he can really hold. Maybe he doesn't know either, and that's why we're counterattacking with Zealots to hope that Serral turns around. But these lurkers are really starting to do their thing. And the remaining Hydras and Lynx are just the problem. Serral looking mighty fine in Game 7. I feel like my audio has changed. Yeah, it has changed. Sorry about that. herO forced to evacuate this base for now. And that's obviously bad news. Trying to buy some time to get more Tempest out. If there are no Corruptors, there are no Vipers. Like, once you have 4 or 5 Tempests, you should never really die. You just get free damage forever. But we've already lost the base, so it will never be free damage. Now even in danger of losing another base. This is not a base that herO can lose. herO knows 12 minutes into the game he can never be a 2-base Protoss. So he's going to be forced to step in the lurk, as we did drop a revelation that Storm is good. He doesn't have a lot of additional Storms. This one High Templar is so important. They throw water balloons at a couple of Zerglings to save the High Templar. They now get in range of the lurkers. We drop a few more Storms, but every High Templar dies. I think Serral has done it. 24 probes dead, 1 lurker chipping away at the remaining workers. Like, that lurker is in the back. That lurker is not revealed. Do we have any energy to reveal it? Yeah, we drop a revelation. herO just lost a little too much with the previous move out. It looked promising, it looked like there was potential, but he stuck around for a long time. He was just trying to open the map, I guess, for his Zealots, and it's like the longer this Stalker Storm fight goes on, the more likely it is that my Zealots cancel a base, maybe kill a base, get on top of a few drones. In the end, he didn't get what he was looking for with the Zealots, and he lost all the High Templars. Didn't have any High Templars at home, had to warp in new High Templars, took a long time before he had energy. It's a bit heartbreaking for herO, definitely did play a great series. And had a lot of good moments. Unfortunately, it seems like he's gonna fall short. And the man from BASILISK will advance into the top 3 of the Maestros of the game. herO's army right now is just not that impressive anymore. And it might take a little while before Serral can kill him. But it doesn't matter. Like, Serral knows that he's not gonna die against his army. Unless he legitimately eats the biggest storms ever and misrallies his units. And if herO sits back, then Serral's gonna get enough Corruptors out to deal with the Tempest, deal with the Mothership. herO might just be sending it here, and I would like herO to just go for it. Yes, he's down 30 army supply, and yes, he is stepping on creep, but I think it's his best shot. If he does nothing, he will always end up losing this game. So you may as well pray that you can land a couple of big storms. I wouldn't even bother defending this. All-out offense, herO. All-out offense as one Tempest is going to get abducted immediately. Like, herO needs to get on top of these Hydras and Lurkers. Every second that goes by is, of course, a really, really bad one for our Korean Protoss, who's on 2 bases. This is it. This is the last army that herO will work with in this best of 7. As he drops the storm, he's going to get the Hydras. Oh, is he still a little bit scary for Serral, guys? Can still be a little bit scary. If this Protoss army makes it into the main base, Hydras, look, don't donate a mothership, herO. You have a tiny chance as he uses the cloak. He's now gonna get Parasitic Bomb on top of his Tempest, and the stream is lagging, everything is lagging. It's an unbelievable moment to lag, but we brought the mothership with Parasitic Bomb on top of the Tempest. And this is very, very, very sad to be lagging now. What can I do? I'm gonna go back, and I hope it works again. It might work, I don't know if it works. I will let the Frenchies know. Man, this is so annoying. Oh my goodness. Ah, what a moment to be lagging. Come on, guys. Oh, and it's over. And it's over. And I assume Serral won. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, there's literally nothing I can do, guys. I'm not allowed to join the game. So the one thing I can do is open the stream. I'll see if I can show you guys the final moments. I mean, we obviously cut most of it. Frustrating. I'm sorry about that. Very anticlimactic. Even the VOD is lagging. So, did I see that correctly through the pixels? Did the game end with herO storming his own Tempest? That seems fun. I want to see that. Can I see that? I want to see the man storm his own units. That's a sick storm. Obviously has no choice, but I don't know about that Parasitic Bomb on the mothership and bringing that on top of our Tempest to then kill 3 of our own Tempests with the storm. Obviously, I know what someone's saying. Why did you game me over anyway? I know it is, guys. I know it is. Final Archons were not going to cut it. Definitely got like a tiny bit scary in a way. And that is when herO waved the white flag. GG. Serral will advance to the lower bracket finals. It's a real shame that we had a bit of lag. Let's see if there's an interview. Yeah, there is an interview.
Gonna be fast.
I want to show it from the beginning because we were now behind. I apologize. Interview, guys, with Serral. Will it work? I'm going to try and do my best. Damn it. I'll write obviously to the Frenchies, guys, that there is lag.
Match. What a match. We just started the day and I feel already super tired without playing. Yuna, yesterday you told me I think I'm gonna lose against herO. What happened? What happened? Suddenly you have to go to the 7th game. I was a bit the same feeling on the the previous match, you know, like the game 6 on Ultra Love was super tight. For us it was gonna be a game 7 as well. Has not been. This time this match was crazy. What happened? What? Like, from Photon Rush to super massive late game, we skip the breaks because we need to finish the day.
Yeah, well, all the stars aligned right this time. I had good. I mean, I just feel like a lot of things went right for me, especially the last game. Like, I don't think my position is that great, but I just get the really good defend against the Stalker push with the Hydraling and with like 2 Lurkers. And I think after that, I kind of had the initiative and managed to just do a counter push. But I'm a little bit annoyed about the 6th game because I scouted everything, but Choose Lair wasn't fast enough. So.
Yeah, it was. The next game, the next match is going to be Clem against Reynor. What's your call for this match? And who do you prefer to play first? Maybe you're going to the grand final, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point you kind of have to beat everyone, so it doesn't matter for me, but we'll see. I think it's going to be a... yeah, I mean,
he said it, doesn't matter. That's the kind of thing you can say when you are the GOAT.
All right.
It's fine.
Well, I mean,
I agree.
I have to win both, so who's first isn't that relevant. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one for Reynor, but at the same time, I think Reynor always puts a really good fight up against Clem, so I don't know, I'm kind of feeling Reynor here, okay. But I do think it's very hard.
Okay.
No? They don't agree or us.
And yesterday you said I'm gonna lose against herO. Today you're gonna win the bracket at the end. That's the call.
Yeah, that's the goal always. Going for the win, but yeah, it's gonna be extremely hard, and I just hope we can get some good matches going.
That's what you did for the first match. Merci beaucoup, Yuna. Thanks a lot. Bravo. Le GOAT.
Look out.